Does this sound familiar to you? You're working, you're totally into whatever project you're working on, and you get a phone call that says, "Hi, I'm the vice principal. Just wanted to let you know that your kid got stuck into a chair at band today. We had to call 911. They're working to get him unstuck as we speak, and we'll call you back or email you when he is safely out of the chair. We're not entirely sure why he got stuck in the chair, but we'll call you or email you right after we get him unstuck from the chair. But please do have a conversation tonight about how you can be safe sitting on a chair." Yep, typical neurodivergent parent conversation. Here's another one. In an IEP meeting, you think that everything that you're saying is this great thing that you're saying. You think that you're advocating for your kid. You think that they're going to get all of the things that you're asking for because as their parent, it makes sense. You know your kid most, and they have the ability to do these things. So why don't they just do them, right? And you're positive thinking and you know that things are going to go well. And then the other side of the table says, "Yeah, we don't have that available," except for they do, because they're another kid who is a friend is getting that same thing they say that they can't do. And so you're wondering, is this a language that I need to learn or know? The answer is yes, by the way. Always get your handbook, always read it. If you need an advocate, get it. They know what they're talking about. So then you leave the meeting. You're feeling confused. You are feeling frustrated. You're feeling defeated, and you have to go back to work, whether it's at home or at a location. And it's hard to compartmentalize raising neurodivergent kids and then also being neurodivergent and running a business or working. And there also, if you're neurodivergent, there's this other main thing that we can talk about of how much executive functioning takes to be neurodivergent and have neurodivergent kids, especially because you have to save everything. You have to save everything in files. You have to save all of the emails from the teacher, all the emails from the district, all the emails from the principal. Then there's the emails from the vice principal. There's the voicemails they've left. There's the text message that they have sent you on talking points. The list goes on. You have to save it all and store it because you most likely will need it as a parent of a neurodivergent kid. That is torture for us. That's absolute torture for us. It is so stinking hard. And then it could be that maybe you didn't do the best at that, or maybe you didn't do that at all because nobody told you this is a good idea to do, right? So then you're working with your advocate or you're working with your lawyer, and they ask you, "Can you please send me every single thing that you have from the school and the school district and all of the people involved, and make sure it's dated so it's in order, chronological order." What? What? That's a thing? What is going on? I can't do that. That's so hard. Do you have any idea how hard that is? It's really hard for someone that has executive functioning. It can be that you are in this huge project. You're working lots of hours. You are exhausted. Then you need to come home and you love your kids like nobody's business. They are your heart. They are the biggest thing that you have in your life. They're your best friends and your kids, and you love spending time with them, and you're exhausted. And then you come home and you have to maintain your emotional management as a neurodivergent person, which can be hard because our central nervous system really reacts sometimes. And so it's that needing to pause and take a deep breath in order to address our kids in a way that we want to when we want to show up that way. And then there's those times where you can't because it's hard and you yell at your kid and then you spend the rest of the day or the next day beating yourself up because you yelled. And that's never been the parent you wanted to be. And it happened and it sucks. But you have this really big project. So you come home, you're trying to talk to the kids, you're trying to get things done with them. And then you walk in and you think to yourself, what in the world happened to you? Why do you have a black eye? And then the kid tells you about the black eye, and you're thinking, how did that happen on school grounds? And the school didn't even call me and tell me about it. How am I coming home and seeing my kid harmed and nobody picked up the phone or sent an email about it? Then before you know it, you're getting locked in a court case. You're working with the school, trying to set up safety plans with the school. You're trying to figure out what happened. You're trying to figure out who did it. And all of a sudden, the school starts asking you questions, wondering why you're a good parent or if their kid is safe at home, and trying to all of a sudden send you emails and voicemails about how your kid misbehaved here and your kid misbehaved here. And you're thinking, what in the world? I've never had, ever had any of these inquiries or reports. In fact, just a couple of months ago, they were telling me how great my kid was. And now, after my kid gets injured and I'm advocating for his rights and I'm asking why this happened and why I wasn't told and create a safety plan and OSPI or, a lawyer is involved. And I'm just trying to figure out how to keep my kids safe. And it seems like the school is now wanting to paint this picture about your kid and about you, and it's going in the files. It's going in the files, and now you don't feel quite safe at the school, and you don't feel like your kid is safe at the school, and you don't know what to do. So maybe you might want to do a transfer and put the kid in another school. Maybe that would help. This is the thing that I'm talking about. You're still doing this big project. You have to have a lot of focus. You can't get a lot of sleep, but now you're stuck in the mud with trying to figure out how to keep your kids safe. You're trying to keep hold of your emotional management. You're trying to take care of yourself because it's really hard when you are literally working two jobs, which that's what it feels like when you have neurodivergent kids. It feels frustrating that these people that are supposed to have your back, that's supposed to have your kids back, that we're supposed to trust, are actually building a case against you instead of just helping you out, which doesn't make sense. Why there can't be this bridge? Why does it feel like we have to have specific language that we have to learn and all of the things, right? Being a neurodivergent parent with neurodivergent kids is trying to create play dates so your kids could find other kids to be friends with, and volunteering at the school to make sure your kid is safe and being included, and being totally exhausted and going to bed every single night thinking of all of the things that you didn't do, rather think of all of the things that you did do. And now you're running behind on your project. You're totally exhausted. You're needing to get this project done. Other people are counting on you to get this project done. And you just feel like you went to war and your nervous system is all a wreck. And that is when you come to me and we start working on things and we start unraveling all of the mess and we start helping your nervous system. And we really learn to figure out how your neural wiring is affecting life, daily life, all of the things. Bring your nervous system down, bring down the anxiety, help you figure out how to put systems in place so you're not so tired all of the time, figuring out how to delegate, figuring out when and where to ask for help and How do you even ask for help? Who am I supposed to ask for help for? And when do I need to do the thing of beyond advocating from myself to the school, but actually ask for outside counsel? Or how do I just survive through this project and get through the project and be the parent that you want to be without yelling at your kids, without going in your room and watching Netflix and closing and locking the door, without having a panic attack in the bathroom, without going days on days without taking a shower or struggling to brush your teeth because everything feels like too much right now. That is what the Neuro Tribe is for. You have a place where you belong. You're understood. And it's safe to say anything besides harming yourself. I call a line on that. If you feel like harming yourself, you really do need to call outside attention. And working with the Neuro Tribe and a therapist is a great combo, by the way. I love you all. Take care. Bye-bye.
Hey, friends. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you got an aha moment, I would absolutely love to hear from you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. If you want to be part of an amazing group of neurodivergent human beings and share some of the love and the magic in a community where you belong that's safe and non-judgmental, click the link below and join our Neuro Tribe community today. Love you all. Take care. Bye.